There we go. You guys couldn't hear a word I was saying. My microphone was muted. I do apologize. Capital G, capital O, capital D. Thank you for waking me up. Big up to wifey and kids. It's like a deja vu thing. And big up D-Champ. I apologize that my microphone was not on. Happens to the best of us. And guys are like, Dre's gonna whisper this one. Alright guys, really quick stream here, nothing major. We have been graced with this King Air B200 by Carenado, which normally I wouldn't buy it since at least X-Plane 11 days, because Carenado was okay back then, but with the advancements it seems like they haven't gotten up. But they did something special in this aircraft. They made it available to have your GTN 750, whether it's the TDS or the PMS, which I have the TDS. So we're just gonna do a couple patterns, fly to Burbank, land, we're at Palm Springs, and see how we like it. You guys will come along. I haven't flown this on a route at all. All I've done is get the theme, get my camera view set up, start it up, taxi it, do one circuit. That's it. So let's get in here and see just what's crack-a-lacking, man. Alright, so we can stop those tunes. Alright, let's go. Let's see if we have any ATC here. We have the LAX departure, the San Diego West departure. So no ATC. We're on our own reconnaissance course. And boom. Alright, so this is the Carenado King Air B200. And let's get these on here. Right off the bat, what I notice is no matter what you bind for the fuel or what they're calling the conditioners, whether it's mixture or conditioner, it doesn't work. So that's one gripe. But there's other planes, and they say it's not a Carenado thing, that it's a Microsoft thing. And there are a few planes that's the same thing, so I believe that. But without further ado, let's double check. Parking brake set. And the power levers are in the idle. Fuel is cut off. Let's get feather all the way up. That does work. And make sure we got everything off. All right, guys, this is not going to be a long stream at all, so let's get to it. All right, we're going to go battery on, and then we're going to go with taxi. See, we should get our nav lights there. That's good. And then our beacon on. And right side is clear. This guy's kind of close, but it's clear enough. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start that right engine. And we're looking for the turbine, which is essentially N1, to get at least to 12. There it is. And then we're going to go low idle. And we could turn the starter off over 50. Okay, and it automatically does it itself. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to full idle. Or fuel mixture high. Or fuel conditioner high. Then, of course, we're going to go the right generator on. And we'll start that process for the next engine. Okay, looking for 12. give this full idle. Okay, starters off, generators on. Now we can go and grab both. Put them in low idle. Okay, we're gonna go inverters on number 2. That's perfect. Let's go master avionics switch on. And of course, we're gonna go get our EFIS on. This is coming up. Okay, squawk is standby. That's getting going there.
System test okay.
System looks good. We weren't given a squawk. And we'll look for the tower frequency here. Let's see. Let's come up here and at least put about 4,500 in here. And actually, we're going 20,000. We'll just fly the route. I was going to do a pattern for you guys, but maybe we'll do that at Burbank. All right, 200. All right, Palm Springs. We're going to be departing on the Yucca 1. We're going to be doing 3-1 left. And Palmdale. Is it? And then really the Lynx 8. We'll do vectors for now. We'll load the approach. Then we need to come here, check these charts out. Okay, we're going to check the Lynx 8. Okay, we transition onto the Lynx 8 here at Palmdale. Then basically we take it in here. From over Lynx via the Van Nuys radio 329 to Van Nuys VOR. Expect radar vectors to final course. So here's the links, and then here's the Van Nuys VOR here coming down. So now we can see we're basically making left traffic. So we get the links. We need to be at Janney at 8,000. Then we get the links here, left turn, and we can start descending to 6,000 here for Van Nuys. But one thing I like to do really quick is make sure that that is in on the flight plan. See, it's got links at 3,000 feet Eiffel, so this we need to change that to 6,000 feet at Van Nuys. Then what we need to do, we're going to take a look and see Silex. Okay, 6,000 feet. So then back here to Silex. Let's go to the approach. And we want ILS Yankee. So there's Fillmore. Okay, this is the Van Nuys VOR. And then there's Bood, which needs to be at 3,000. Because see, we're going to be coming this way. So we got to play it close. And I honestly think we should be transitioning to T Oaks to give us time to get the aircraft ready. With coming over that terrain, we cannot be 3,700 coming there, so let's fix that up. So there's T Oaks there, 4480. Okay, should be 4,600 at T Oaks. Okay, I think I like what I see. And we may not even go all the way to Van Nuys. We may go links to the other place. Let's go ahead and get our... Let's figure out what the CTAF is here first of all. Retired firefighters in the house. Hey baby, how you doing? Good to see you, my love. Thank you for checking in. Work is almost going to be over. And then we got retired, of course. In the house, along with D-Champ, I'm doing well, my G. I hope you're doing well. So let's get the weather here really quick. All right. Altimeter, ooh, it's 15 gust and 22. Interesting takeoff. Temperature's 29 degrees Celsius. Altimeter is 2974. Okay, we said 2974. And this is the first flight that I'm doing in this thing ever, as far as doing a full IFR flight. We're doing 20,000 feet. I'm going to enter that. Alright, let's go onto the nav mode. Let's see, yaw dampers off. And we'll do vertical speed climb here. Alright, we'll climb it out at about 1,900 feet to start with. This is on GPS, that's good. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's see what runway heading is. We'll just get up there and square it up. Now, let's go check the chart really quick. Runway heading is 310. All right. First stage flaps down for takeoff. Okay, let's look at those trims and make sure we are going to be trimmed up accordingly. There we go. It needs to be in this white tab here for takeoff. And we're flying 20,000 feet. So 20,000 feet, we need to go 20.5. It's about right there. Looks good. Now technically, this rudder boost says it's off. This would be on. So there's some stuff not modeled here. But other than that, we're doing good. For example, like the weather, you can't do anything with it there. But if you come here, okay, there's terrain. And you can also come here. We can get the okay, that'll be an auto. Alright, let's do our checks here. We're on alt. Frequency is 19.7. Just transfer that over. right, 19.7. 122. If we wanted the second radio frequency, it would be this one here. All right, I think we're good to go, my G's. Okay, let's double check. Bleed air's on. Let's get our pitot on. Let's see here. Okay, pull up, pull down, aileron left, aileron right, rudder right, and rudder left. Perfect. Let's do a couple little tests here. All right, relays in. Light tests work. That's good. Perfect. Light comes up. So some of the tests aren't modeled. Then of course we can go up top. Master lights are on. There's our DC load. Palm Springs traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra is on the Palm Springs aircraft maintenance ramp on Echo. We'll be taxiing runway 31 left for departure on the Yucca 1 via Echo Alpha, Palm Springs. All right, let's go out and get a fit check. Spawning's in the house. All right, let's go. Taxi light on. Boom. Taxi light is on, and then we'll get our recognition lights on. All right, let's go. We'll check the beta range here in a second. Get that on for you guys. Beta range checked. Excuse me. Apologize for that. All right, we're merging on to Alpha. Yeah, roger that, my G. Yeah, she's pretty nice so far, my G. Spawning. This is going to be the first flight that I actually take on a route, so we'll see. But yeah, she's pretty nice, Carenado. Palm Springs traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra on Alpha, entering runway 31 left, departure on the Yucca 1. We will call clear of the pattern, Palm Springs. All right. All lights coming on. Alright, toe break it up. A few things we got to do. Let's get the clock ready. There's the clock. And then, of course, we got to get these up. Okay, everything's stable. All lights on. Flaps are set. Trims are set. Okay, we're looking at torque. Torque is good. Alright, 91 both engines. Brakes released. Rotation speed is going to be about 105. Airspeed is alive. And we'll rotate. Gears coming up. Flaps up. Yaw damper on. Okay, let's bring those props back just a little bit for climb. I gotta see why my flight director's not on. First, boom, boom, boom. So I'm missing like a flight director here, so let's keep climbing. Palm Springs traffic, November 318 Delta Sierras, leaving the pattern straight out, runway heading on the Yucca 1. Last call. I wonder, well, we could just, if there is no flight director, that's the craziest thing ever. Now, I can follow this guy here. So let's come over a little bit. Fly till we get straight where we're supposed to be. Okay, now we're supposed to turn to the right here. Let's look at that bank angle. So I'm curious as to why I'm not getting a flight director. See, prop RPM's looking good, about 1950. Okay, prop, turbine's good, ITT. Let's come a little bit more up on the torque. We'll be on your console. Okay, roger that. Which console, spawning? My console over here? Still hand flying it. We're just following our HSI. Usually the flight director button is down here somewhere. And as soon as you generally under your throttle. Okay, roger that. Let me get straightened up here, spawning. Again, you guys, this is the first flight I'm taking in this thing. So autopilot's at least working. So that's a good thing. Okay, nav data, wind, map, course, active. These are for your these are your course bearing needles. That's not for, let's see. There shouldn't be a button close to your head. It should be a button close to your heading selector. Well, here's the heading selector right here. Here's the course selector, timer, it's on GPS. The autopilot's working. Okay, we'll go indicated airspeed climb. So the autopilot's working, we just don't have a flight director. I was trying IAS mode. Look, I even pushed it. Yeah, no worries. I just think it's... who knows where it's at. Alright, let's get our taxi light off. And our recognition light. So now let's sync this heading up. So it doesn't even look like the heading sync works. So we'll square that up ourselves. go up about 1,500 feet per minute. So guys, so far, you know, not too bad. I don't know what you guys think, but you know, not too bad of an aircraft so far for Carenado. Okay, then we get our arc. We got our arc on here. So the TDS is working nicely. $15,000 feet. Speed is still good on the climb. Okay, let's go over to Unicom there. So this is pretty cool. I think it shows you the closest airport to you. Okay, we're almost coming up on transition here. All right, we'll go to about 1,000 feet per minute. And now we'll go to 29902. All right, less than 1,000 to go. So yeah, I just think this thing's flight director altitude alerters working here, so it did. So there's still a few things questionable. Okay, we're at altitude. We'll see what type of speed we pick up. And we could probably come to 1900 on the props for cruise. And let's see, on the turbine we can come up a little bit. Now there's a few things that we have to do. So ILS for runway 8 is 1095. There it is there. So ILS for the nav is 1095, and the final approach course is 79. So we got this for another 16. So what we'll do, we'll set this on the heading mode. And we'll go heading. Then we'll come down here to the course selector, VOR1, and the final approach course we said was 79. Okay, 79. And we come back over here now. Hit this probably twice. Yep, back to GPS. And then back to nav. And we didn't skip a beat. There we go. Okay, so our ILS is all set up. Decision height right now is saying that it's 200 radial. And the decision height in Burbank is 828 radial. $590. All right, 750. Ooh, but I do like this thing down here. But let's get it back to where it was. There's the map. Okay, HSI. There we go. Decision height 750. Okay, time to top of descent is 10 minutes 47 seconds. That's what we wanted to see. All right, 828. Where are we at now? 750. All right, decision height 830, and decision height here is 828, so we're good to go. Now we can come back here. Oops, come back here, split it back. Let's go to the arrival. And there we go. So once we hit Palmdale in 38 miles, then we'll kind of be transitioning onto the approach. So we're pretty much set up. Rock City, big up, my G. I hope all is well with you, my G. Thank you for checking in, Rock. Looking forward to flying with you. Bam Bamaroni. So far we noticed flight director. I'm just going to Google that, see if that's something. Carenado B200 Microsoft Flight 2024 flight director issue. Yeah. So, people are saying that the flight director issue, just so you know, is tied to this TDS GPS, because other people said that they saw it on. Let's go to VNAV here. So we've got 6 minutes. So anywho's or other people said that they've saw it on. But it had something to do with traffic on. There we go. So, like, when you get this aircraft and you come here, you put up this tablet. Once you go here to more apps, you can come here, and this is where you can choose either the 530 The GTN 750 PMS or TDS. I have the TDS, that's why it's activated. And then whether you want winglets or not, of course I did. And you still have your checklist. Now let's see what's going on here. There we go. Maybe, I don't know why that was showing up like that. Maybe it had something to do with me accessing that menu. So in 5 minutes, we can basically do 1,400 feet. Put us on a flight path angle -3 degrees to make 6,000 feet at Van Nuys. But then we're going to go direct towards T Oaks. So Burbank is over here. Right now we're in the high desert. We're going to make a left and come over that pass or those mountains right there in 4 minutes. And I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're going to get here. We're going to make a left. Slight left here to Janney Eiffel Links. Then at Links we do a hard left. We do this hard left here, boom, and then we come over. But once we get to Links, I'm going to extend us out to T Oaks. And there's our top of descent. Captain Will's in the house. E193 says, good evening, folks. What's up with you, Will and E? Good to see you guys, man. I appreciate you joining this journey here, trying to test this Carenado out. But let's go back in the back. So, I mean, so far I do like it. I hate to say this, but for the most part, Carenado, since X-Plane 11, hasn't really impressed me. But the fact that this plane is more functioning than the King Air, that's Textron King Air, that I got with the simulator is better. And it's worth the 20-something bucks so far. I'm enjoying it. It'd be nice, and maybe this flight director issue that they will get fixed. Some of the tests they could probably fix. And look at that, folks. We got the time ready. We never started it. That's how you start it, though. Right there. I never started it, so. Oops. All right, so let's get the weather in Burbank. Which one? Which one? E, the PMS, or the It's like 60 or 70 bucks for the TDS. So there's the weather. And the CTAF. PMS, I don't know. I don't know, Ed. To be honest with you, I just don't know. I didn't buy that one. I got the TDS.
Vertical track.
18700. And this seems to be something too. Look how this fails but then comes back. Look at that. I don't know what that's about. All right, so we started our descent. So 1,400 feet per minute. And again, look at this, how this thing keeps failing. And then it comes back to life. So there are some bugs. It's still fairly new. Yeah, look at that. So maybe next flight we try with the regular GNS, and we'll see if that, we'll do a quick hop in that, and we'll see if that fixes this problem. Look, I have no information. There we go. So that's the problem, folks. Is it still worth the money? Yeah, I think so. Would I like the flight director to work? Absolutely. Good thing we're going straight for right now, because this thing sure keeps giving me a hard time. So next little flight, we'll try it with just the regular Microsoft GNS 530, and we'll see if we get a flight director. All right, 18.7. And again, we see that those winds are 210 at 7 knots. So that's a crosswind landing for sure. Those are out of the south. So runway 8 is still in use. So the sun is going down. Oh, excuse me. And let's check on this VNav just to make sure our profile looks good to make 6,000. Although we're not too hard up. 12, yeah, we're good to go. Oh. Altimeter 2987. Okay, we're going to go down a little bit more aggressively. Okay, now we're on our way to T Oaks. We're going to pretty much square up the heading. We got a good visual here. Terrain clearance looks good for our continued descent. Let's go ahead and get that recognition light on, as well as the landing lights. Oops. As well as the landing lights. Big wind shear coming down this mountain here, or descending down. Okay, right at 6,000 feet. We got 10 miles to go. All right, 4,000. Thilex at 37. Keep the speed. Yeah, 47 is about where we want till we make that left turn over that basin. As soon as we make the turn, we'll get back on our appropriate course heading. Go heading. Hit it once for localizer. And then, of course, we want to hit the approach mode. Okay, we're on approach. All right, we made 3,700 feet. Now we need to go 3,000.
Vertical track.
All right, let's switch over. Burbank traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra. It's direct Silex in 3 miles. Established ILS runway 8, full stop, Burbank. Okay, so approach mode's working. Now let's see if we catch that glide. As we got approach mode, there is a glide slope. Okay, we're supposed to be 37 at Silex, so no matter what, we're under glide. Start slowing ourselves down a little bit. Maltese at Bood, perfect. Okay, there's the glide slope. Alright, there we go. We're coming runway 8. $160, we're looking good. So our touchdown speed will be about 110. All right, there's glide. Flaps are coming down. Props are to full. Landing gear is coming down. All lights. Flaps are in the approach mode. Runway's in sight. Speed is good and constant. Let's record this thing and see how it replays back. And Burbank traffic, November 318 Delta, short final, runway 8, full stop. My aircraft. Flaps full. Very windy. Approach, remember it was going to be gusting. And we got a crosswind.
$500.
Check. A lot of left rudder. Tried to blow me off. All right. Burbank traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra is clear of runway 8 on Delta 2. We'll be taxiing via Delta here. Strobes off. Landing lights off. Flaps up. So guys, we made it. We'll end up reloading this flight after we do the replay. Okay, Delta. Burbank traffic on Delta, November 318 Delta Sierra will be crossing runway 15 into the ramp to the fuel box. Burbank. All lights are on. Runway looks clear. All right. One thing I got to do, which I could do it here. Okay, it is standby. All right. Cool, cool. I forgot I could do it elsewhere. Turn the EFIS power off. All right. Perfectly made it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to still get these all up for the replay. Get all the lights on. Here, let's get this off for a second here so we can get some music on so I can do a few things here for you guys, man. Then we'll figure out what our next move will be. All right. Get right into the replay here. Yeah, it's a turbo prop, my G. It is a turbo prop. Alright, fine folks, we're just hoping that I don't have to restart the whole simulator. It's kind of stuck here. We'll give it a go in here in a second. Usually doesn't take this long. It's not a complex aircraft at all. Should take this long, so we'll see what happens here. We gotta restart the simulator quick. Next flight will be a little shorter. Again, we're just doing some testing today. Next route's only 74 miles. I think I might need to restart the simulator. Part of it may be my fault. I'm over here touching the screen and stuff, so sometimes these simulators don't like that. Alright, so I'll put y'all on the Be Right Back screen. Let me just restart the simulator. So guys, just bear with me. We're restarting the simulator as a whole. Give me a few minutes and we'll try to run this thing with the GNS 530 just to see if those other glitches fix. And we'll fly over to French Valley. We'll make that happen, guys. So stay tuned. Thanks for riding along. All right, folks, looks like we are back in business. Appreciate your patience. Here, I'll come back on camera. Bye, y'all. Let's see. Let me move this over here. Okay. So, we are back in action. Let's go ahead and do our fake walk around. All right. Take those engine covers off. Those chocks. Prop tie downs. Pitot covers. All right, we're good to go there. Okay, this is interesting. My track IR didn't load up this time. Man, it's always something. Huh. So it's still the same controls. Okay, give me a second here. Let me see if I can get my track IR on. If I remember which one it is. All right, so this is not going good. Now I need to, man, this sucks, guys. Let's see, is it not recognizing the track IR? It doesn't even recognize the track IR. I don't know why. Track IR camera's on, but it's just, it didn't recognize the track IR, period. That's the problem. Trying to reconnect. It sucks if I gotta restart everything again. All right, so I'm gonna have to restart again, guys. So let me restart this Bumbleclot again. Be patient with me, man. I'm trying to make it work, but the computer is not working today. So let me come back on camera and just say, we're not giving up. I'll be back. Stand by. Stand by. Back with you in a few. Get this track IR working. All right, guys. It looks like we're back in business. Track IR is working, at least out here, so hopefully it stays that way. All right. We had the problems. We got rid of the problems. Alright, we got track IR back. That's a good thing. Alright, track IR is back working. So let's pause it. There we go. Alright. Let's get that music off. Now let's reconnect to the network. So next flight, we're just going to go over to... Great, this one's got an airway, so we'll put the airway in. Let's pre-file it. We're going to use what's in the plane already, and we're not even going to put the winglets on because I want to slowly try to figure out what's what. We're doing 11,000 feet. Flight plan is filed. Let's go back here. Okay, I see. So you got rid of vPilot too. So I guess it was something just hanging on with the simulator, which is what caused it to not recognize the track IR when I restarted it back up. So good thing is I didn't have to end the stream or do a full computer restart. So that's the blessing there. All right. I'm surprised we haven't gotten our auto ATC today. Still no LAX on. I mean, no LA Center on. Oakland Center's been on, but that's all right. We don't need no stinking centers. Okay. Let us look at the flight plan. 8 passengers, 1,400 pounds of fuel, 440 payload. Okay, so let's get this correct. So we're going to go aircraft. I did this last time. Oops. I did this last time before we did anything. All right. So passenger payload is about 1,840. So, yep, said 8 passengers. We got 8 passengers. Center of gravity is looking good. We'll load the aircraft. Load immediately. And then the fuel, we need 14. All right, so we can get rid of that. And we can go ahead and go for the engine start at this point. Everything is cold and dark. Let's get those props up. Let's also get that on for you. Let me make sure that came on. So now we'll see if we get any errors with the aircraft flying this old technology. Okay, parking brake is set. And let's get that up. All right, so let's see if we get a flight director this time. We're going to go ahead and turn the battery on. Then, of course, the nav. We're going to turn that on. The beacon. And don't forget, we're looking for 12. There we go. At 50%, this switch will automatically cut off. 47, 48. There goes the switch. Okay. Starting left engine. $12. Hello. And we'll come up on this. All right, 2 good engine start, nice and stable. All right, that is all good. Inverter's on. Gonna go with our avionics on, and we'll go with our EFIS on. And this next flight is going to be 11,000, so while the Garmin is starting up, let's get that in the altitude alerter. So see, here it is. It should be getting the last signal here. So it's finally acquiring, which is a good thing. So this thing always stays up GPS integrity. All right, so this thing is acting super funny because, like, you should be able to push this and get activity to this. So I should be able to get in here. Select approach. It's not even... So this thing sucks because you're really supposed to push this. Okay, you got to double click it. So it was one of those double click situations. All right, now that we got that going, a lot of time wasted here figuring this thing out, but we're gonna be patient because that's what the whole point of today is, kind of figuring this thing out. Just going to put in the waypoints we need to achieve there. Okay, darts, then we go on to an airway, which this one you can't load an airway. Be nice if you could, so you got to know the airway. Sorry this is taking so long, but it is what it is. Elmu and it's me. Well, and this is why I like the TDS. Because you don't have to do all this madness. But we want to see if there's an issue with the flight director. Just bear with me. We'll have this flight plan in here in a second. 2 O's, so it's not El Mod, it's El Mu. Then it's me.
Departure Speedbird 171,000 feet, 1045.
It's me. . Ooh, for once something came in. So sorry guys, like I said, this thing is taking forever. Hero, Adam. And this flight is so short, I can't even do this in the air. It's got to be done this way. Okay, Adam. This is the airway with the most on there. Almost there, guys. Okay, 2 more. I think there's a faster way. TF and I. Oh, there is a faster way. That's my bad, y'all. Okay. You gotta be kidding me. Did this thing just reset the whole flight plan? I type in French Valley, hit enter, and boom. This is crazy, man. So what's going on here? It just kicked me out. You gotta be kidding me. Look, there's at least an Alaska person here. And another person. I wonder if they're just getting ready to take off. Come on, have saved my flight plan. There it is. Yes. So it saved it. We put French Valley in and it did that, but oh well. Go menu. Direct approach. RNAV 18. All right. Let's come down here. Get our pitos on. Let's see, we're flying 11,000 feet. Flaps are set. Okay, let's take a look at weather here. Sorry it's taking so long, guys. $18.7.
Departing runway 15, Burbank.
So winds 1708, gusting 19. Yeah, we'll do runway 152. Altimeter 2986.
Southwest 3122, we're vacating off of runway 08. Southwest 2999, Mr. Cool for crossing ready at 85.
There he goes. That was beautiful. Burbank traffic, number 318 Delta Sierra over at the fuel box. Intersection is Delta and Bravo. We'll be taxiing Bravo at runway 15 for departure. Burbank. Alright, taxi. Recognition. Let's check trims. Trims are zeroed out. That's good. Let's do flight controls. Now that we are done with the 8 hours of getting ready.
So 2999 now starting
full
our
down.
taxi.
Left, right, rudder, left. All right, here we go, guys. Okay, so we're still not, now we're not even getting the autopilot stuff. Hmm. Now we're not getting any autopilot at all with this in there. Okay, heading bug will still move. Yeah, we're not getting anything. We're on GPS. It's always, so this one, let's see, we could go nav, not working, heading, not working. Let me see, avionics master's on, gen's on, inverter's on. Let's go auto feather. We'll get to the end of the runway and give it a go here. See, flaps are set, trims are set. Flight controls are free and clear. Check. We're still going to fly it, but it may be all a hand-flown mission here. Let's hold short here and see if we can troubleshoot the problem. Alright, we're on Bravo. Okay, auto feather, boom. Avionics are on. Let's make sure everything with the EFIS is good. It is. Let's go HSI. Nav data win. Time to go. Okay. Oh, bada bing. Okay, we're on the HSI now. Yeah, no autopilot features are working. Warn sensor. Let's make sure. Flap, pros, bus feeders, igniter, engine and instruments. Crossfeed, fire valve, oil pressure. Those are all those circuit breakers over there. Let's see circuit breaker over here. Electrical, feeders, boom, boom, boom. Light. Should be one for the autopilot. Avionics, here we go. Power. Transponder, FCS, multifunction, RMI, compass, comm, avionics, comm, nav, co-pilot, avionics. All those buses are pushed in. GPS, radio, GPF, FMS. I don't see anything not pushed in. See anywhere else? So So circuit breakers look pushed in. Okay, that test button doesn't work. Huh. Well, I'll be. Alright, I guess we're going to do this manual. All lights on. Burbank traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra. Oops, correction, wrong button. Burbank traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra on Bravo, holding short runway 15. We'll be departing now. We'll be flying out direct to Darts, then on course, Burbank. Let's go out and make sure all of our lights are at least working. They are. Alright, no autopilot. Let's hand fly the sucker. Final looks clear.
Burbank traffic, Southwest 1001, 15 via Alpha. We'll wait for the King Air to depart.
Torque's looking good.
Burbank traffic, Southwest 1001's lining up runway 15. Burbank.
And Burbank traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra is clear of runway 15. We are out on the 45, clear of Burbank. Bring those props back a little bit.
Burbank traffic, Southwest 1001's taking off runway 15, departure out and a right turn. Burbank.
Flaps up. Let's pitch ourselves back up. And we're just going to hand fly it.
703, lining up 15, Burbank.
Okay, taxi light off. Still no GPS.
Burbank Alaska 703, taking off 15 to the right turn. Burbank.
Excuse me. Okay, props are about 1950. Look at that, the GPS just keeps, this thing is bugged. You see that? The GPS is just restarting on its own, man. So aircraft definitely is bugged, for sure. We got a good rate of climb here. I don't know how it's going to acquire. We're like literally mobile. So even though either way we didn't have a flight, see, this thing is still messing up too. No flight director, so I don't think it has anything to do with the Garmin. I think this thing is just bugged. So there's Los Angeles there. Don't forget we're going up to 11,000. 3 minutes into it. ¿Qué pasó, papá? Good to see you, James. Don't mind us. We're just having avionics issues on board. Can you imagine if this was really happening? We're almost at 10,000 feet. And we're only going for 11. I will say this, Microsoft 2024 is aesthetically very beautiful. "10,000 feet, we can go with our landing lights off. Everything else can stay on. Recognition can come off. Okay, now we're at 11,000 feet. All right, and let's bring those props back to about 1900. There we go. Alright, just trying to hand fly this thing while dealing with all these issues here. So let's go direct J6. Alright, now we're direct to J6. Let's start our descent. Let's get landing light back on. Recognition on. Let's get this BS back on, even though it keeps cutting off. Come on, Carenado, you need to do better than this. I mean, I still like the plane, don't get me wrong, but it's... I think I would rather fly with the TDS. Than to have this thing glitching out over here. And J6 should literally be, I believe, at 65. Doesn't even say. But tick move, yeah, so that's what it's going to be. So we're going to stay about 6,700 feet. No, el autopilot no sirve. Por eso yo estoy hand flying it. So I believe Tickmoo is going to be at 47. Let's keep our altitude here. Lake Elsinore over here. Okay, we got 9 miles to Jethix. Altitude's looking pretty good. Alright, as you can see here, we'll have a left turn coming up. French Valley traffic, over 318 Delta Sierra is the King Air 200. We are currently direct to Tickmoo. We'll be joining our nav 18 full stop for French Valley. So we're looking for 4,700 for here for Tickmoo. A lot of failing avionics. You can see the HSI is coming in and out. So we got a right turn. So we're piecing this thing together just enough. Okay, we got the runway in sight. All right, props up. All right, guys, here we go. Props are to full. Gears coming down. First stage flaps. It was a rough one, but we did it. French Valley traffic, November 318 Delta Sierra is on a 5-mile final, runway 18 full stop, French Valley. So gears down, 3 green. Flaps full. All lights. French Valley, November 318, Delta Sierra, short final, runway 18. So, needless to say, this thing is bugged. As you guys can see, even though I have enjoyed flying it because I'm a King Air guy. Let's get this thing, little crosswinds here. And French Valley traffic, November 315, correction, number 318 Delta Sierra is clear of runway 18, and we'll be taxiing into the ramp via Alpha. Okay, strobes, landing. And that's it, guys. So you guys have done a great job of helping me field test this aircraft. Avionics needs some work. Hopefully there'll be a day I fly this thing, flight director's working, and all avionics are not bugged. Carenado, can we rely on them to do an update? We'll see. If they want to keep doing work with Microsoft, they better, because they've been known not to update your stuff even when it's bugged. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to be done flying this thing today, simply because, especially, I'm just glad we didn't do a longer flight and have to hand fly it. This avionics tended to just mess up on this short little flight. But I will also say, look, all the avionics are nice on it, so this thing has some great potential. Flies like a King Air, so that's a good thing that I do like about it. Definitely flies like a King Air. Just needs a little work in some regards. But I just want to say I appreciate everybody riding on board with your boy today. And I think we did a good job, man, of testing this thing out. Still fun to fly, but it can be bugged. And it definitely did a better job with the TDS, even though, and it could, I might need a complete computer restart just to give this thing another go, but otherwise not half bad. Some minor fixes, this thing would be a nice little aircraft to fly. Look, this avionics is messing up again. right, this is our hangar here. All right, fam Bamaruskis, we pretty much made it. Those avionics off. All right, folks, man, we can go ahead and shut down. All right, y'all. Get all of that off. See if we can get this door back up here, cracked open for you fine folks. All right, can't see much. Anyway, we made it, fam Bamaruskis. We are here. You guys can disembark. And from the Dre Sanchez YouTube family, I want to say big up to everybody. Thanks for riding along. And we will see you on the next one, my G's. Deuces.